Howdy folks, this is Jeff Copeland, and I'm here to tell you that Grand Prairie, Texas is an amazing place. Big fun, great schools, beautiful homes, and some incredible places to eat. Why, it's like a big old America, all just super compacted right here in our own backyards. We have unique places and some really cool things to do. Stick around, and I'll show you what you can find, only in Grand Prairie. Howdy folks, I'm Councilman Jeff Copeland back for another edition of Only in Grand Prairie. Today we are going to show you behind the scenes at Lone Star Park. We're going to take you to places that you've never seen. Lone Star Park is one of the crown jewels of Grand Prairie out here in our entertainment district. And today we're out in the barns. I've got George Bryant here with us. George, how are you doing? Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
George is an owner and a trainer, right?
Assistant trainer.
So even though you own a horse, somebody still tells you what to do with them, right?
Yes. As ironically as yes.
So your employee tells you what to do?
Yes.
I don't think I'd make a very good horse owner. You know, by the time I spend all the money on all of this stuff, I want to be able to tell. But I guess you want to win, right?
That's the name of the game. Yeah.
Do you ride?
No. Now, I'm not athletic enough or small enough.
So does every one of these animals have a different personality, or?
Yeah, they're just like humans. This one's like a dog. I've had him for about 3 years, and he's by far my favorite.
So that's a boy horse, right?
Yeah.
And what's that called? A stallion?
He's a gelding. He has a.
What does gelding mean for all the people back home, George?
It means that he's
missing some plumbing?
Yeah, he's not a girl, but he's not a man.
And he still likes you? Does he know you're the one responsible for that?
I would never tell him that.
So how many horses do you have in this barn?
I think right now we have 12.
12 that you own?
I own 6 of them.
Own 6 of them, and then you're training the other ones?
Yeah, we train them all. Yeah.
And is this how you make a living?
This is how we make a living, yeah. Family-owned business.
Okay. Tell us about this horse right here.
This is John Lewis's Chief. He's in tomorrow night, Saturday night, the last race. He's an 8-5 favorite. He's run here 3 times and run a third in a couple of seconds. So he's been knocking on the door. So
outstanding.
They expect him to get it done tomorrow.
So your horse down there, that pretty gray horse that won $2,100 the other night.
Mm-hmm.
How many times will it race during this quarter horse season?
Thoroughbred season.
Thoroughbred season.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
He's run here 3 times.
Okay.
He's run a 4th and then he win, and then he run the 3rd last night. Okay. And he'll have one more race.
So it'll last about 3 months, right?
Right. Yeah.
So they'll run about once a month.
Once a month, every 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah.
And if it's costing you $1,000 a month to keep him here, if he can make you $3, $4, $5 every time he goes out, then you're making a living doing it, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
We have about 4. I have 6 horses, and 3 of them pull the weight.
Okay.
And then the other 3 are kind of trying to carry their own.
Bringing them along.
As we're trying to figure them out and find the right spots for them.
What is the difference in a quarter horse and a thoroughbred?
Quarter horses are like, compared to the Olympics.
Okay.
The short, stout guys that run the 100 meters.
Right.
Those are quarter horses.
Okay.
And they run short sprints, anywhere from 250 yards to 870 yards. And
so it doesn't have to do with the fact that they only run a quarter of a mile. They can actually run further than a quarter of a mile.
870 yards is about the max. And then thoroughbreds are like your Kenyan runners that win the marathons, tall, lean.
So was a quarter horse originally, long time ago, a crossbreed of something that's now become purebred?
I think they've always just been kind of ranch horses, and they've kind of morphed into just straight speed.
Well, good luck, sir, tomorrow night, Mr. 8 to 5. George, thank you so much for showing us around in here. And good luck to you, and maybe we'll cross paths again. And we're going to go inside and find some behind-the-scenes stuff that's in the air conditioning this time, only in Grand Prairie. I am with Joe Mastalone from New York City.
Yes, sir.
Joe is the general manager of the Bar and Book out here at Lone Star Park. Joe, this is a beautiful facility, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what all can a person do in here?
Well, this is the only place in the entire Metroplex. I'm not sure about Texas in general, but it's the only place you can come, eat, drink, watch sports, bet on horses, and leave with more money than you came with.
Outstanding.
Absolutely.
Legally. The only place legally you can do it. So, if you're not into the whole legal thing, I'm sure there's multiple places. So what they've got going on, what Joe has is he has races he's televising here, simulcasts that are being run
all over the world.
All over the world.
We have nationally, we have all the tracks from the United States, and then at night we run Australia. We have the Dubai World Cup when that comes available, so we sometimes show South American tracks.
So if I just wanted to bet on the third race at Churchill Downs, I can come here
right
and do
here.
it. I can have lunch here too, right?
Yes, you can. You have lunch, you can have dinner, you have drinks, you have a good happy hour, and you can come, have a great time with your friends, and leave with more money than you came with.
Amen, brother. I tell you, I had lunch out here and had the buffalo chicken sandwich. That thing was delicious. When a guy my size tells you something's real good, you need to take my advice on it. So you don't have to come out here and gamble. You can just come out here and have lunch, right?
Absolutely.
I've noticed that you got World Cup soccer on right now.
That's right. Yeah, we show all the major sports during. We have the NFL package during the NFL season, so we show every NFL game. We show all the NBA games. Pretty much every sports package that's out there we have.
This is the ultimate sports bar then,
ultimate sports book.
And because if you want to bet on a horse race, you can.
That's right.
Do you have a Texas accent yet?
I'll work on it.
Say howdy, y'all.
How you doing?
I like your style, bro. All right. This area is called the lounge, right?
Yes, sir. This is the lounge. This is the non-smoking area of the barn book. This whole side is dedicated to non-smoking. So we have dining tables right here. We have lounge-style seats and couches on this side, and then we have non-smoking bedding carrels right there.
So every lounge section and every table has 4 little TVs on it, right?
Well, not 4 little. Every area here has its own individual TV. You can segregate the TVs out so you have 4 different tracks going at one time on your TV.
Do you choose what you want?
Whatever you want.
Wow.
Whatever you want. You want to watch football? You can sit there and watch football. You want to watch some horse racing? Do it.
So me and some buddies could come out here on a Saturday and watch college football on your big screens.
Absolutely.
And have a couple of adult beverages and have lunch, right?
Yep. You can watch college football on your little screen while we have a different game up on the big screen.
And then we turn around, decide we want to bet on the second race, Louisiana Downs. We get our horse fixed.
You can bet on dogs too if you want.
Well, I'll tell you something else. It's probably 100 degrees outside. It's Texas in June, and it is so nice and cool in here. The environment is just amazing. And the fact that I can't smell any cigarette smoke is wonderful. On the other side, smokers, smoke them if you got them. I'm not being judgmental, but the other side, it was pretty smoky. Yeah. But over here, we've got all the glass separating us so people can just choose to do whatever they want,
They spent
right?
a lot of money on the ventilation system here. I mean, it's a state-of-the-art ventilation system, similar to what you'd see in one of the casinos, like Windstar or something like that.
Cool.
It actually pulls the air up and cycles it out.
I'll tell you about some of the fun, simple bets. We have some of the best equine athletes around here. It's amazing to come out here and watch them run at Lone Star Park. Everybody wants to know how to cash some tickets and how to make some money at the horse races, right? Well, my suggestion for beginners or novices, people that haven't been out here very often, is the easiest thing to do is take a look through the program. A lot of handicappers tell you not to do it this way, but I like telling people to do it. Find a name that you like, look on the TV, find a horse that looks good, a saddle cloth that you like the color of or whatever. You never know. We got a $2 minimum wager for win bets. You never know, that horse that you like the name might go off at 60 to 1 and win you some pretty good money on that $2.
Now, before the races start, where's your accent from? Where are you from?
I'm from Texas. I've lived around here most of my life.
You ain't from around this part of Texas. You got a little Louisiana in you.
That's what people have been saying. I'm a little east of Dallas County. I grew up in Copeland County. That's where I was born and raised.
Dang, you sound country for Copeland County. But that's all right. I don't hold that against you. Not everybody can talk as articulate and educated as I do, but don't you worry about a thing. We're in the Jockeys Club out here. I'm riding on the horse. This is my personal horse. His name is Hoof-Hearted. Hoof-Hearted. This is where all the jockeys come out, and they've got little stirrups on here. My big old knees, no way they were going to get in here, but the jockeys actually get out here and they ride this thing, stretches them out. We're about to go inside the jockey's locker room and see some of the amazing things that they got. But for right now, bet on the 7 horse because I'm going to the whip, baby. Ha! We're behind the scenes. We're here with Don inside the Jockeys Lounge Club. Don, what is all of this?
This is the room for the silks. All the owners and trainers that have individual silks, they're stored here. And then I get the program about 2 to 3 days ahead of time. It's my job to select from about, I'd say 500 or 600 sets of silks to the 80 or so we're going to use tonight and put them on a rack over there. and then one race at a time, I take them out so the jockeys can get them.
And some of these jockeys are going on 6, 7, 8 horses in a row.
Oh, yeah.
right? So they just jump off one, come back in here every time?
They have about 15 minutes from the time the race ends, and they walk up here. From the time they hit this facility, they've got about 15 minutes to get in there, get cleaned up, change their shirts.
And so then you dry clean all this stuff or wash and
No,
dry?
I have 2 washers and 2 dryers. I am here probably, the race will end about 10:30. I'm getting silks ready for the next day. I'm here probably till about midnight, 1 a.m. because I'll have all the silks pulled for the next day before I leave.
See there, folks, you come out here to the races and you're looking at just the pageantry of the races and the horses and the jockeys and all their silks, and it's because of people like Don that's keeping the whole thing going. Who in the world knew that you got 80 to 100 silks that somebody's got to pass out to those jockeys? Don, thank you so much for your part of this deal. We are now in the jockeys locker room with Cliff Berry, one of the all-time winningest jockeys out here. Cliff, it is an honor to meet you, sir. I have enjoyed watching you race so much. Tell me what's going on. What is this little area right here?
Well, this area, this corner here is our locker room. There's like 4 jockeys here to share this room, and we have a valet, Mike Knoll, takes care of our tack, sets our saddles up, gets our colors, our helmets ready.
So as the colors come out of the silk room, your valet has it all set up ready to go.
Yeah.
Now, I was out here last Sunday, and I think you were up 7 or 8 times. Do you come in here and change pants every time? Do you change boots? How does all that work?
Like you ride the turf, you're not going to get dirty usually, so
Okay.
you don't have to. But if you get dirty, of course you're going to sell, and you just not only just wipe them off, wash
So
them
you
off.
come in here and just take a drink,
Yeah.
cool off for a little bit?
Well, you ain't got much time in between races, but
Really?
just pour a little water over your head and cool down. And,
So how physical exerting is it?
it is. When you ride 6 or 7 races, you're tired when you're done.
bad.
Yeah.
Because you're up on your knees the whole time,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you're actually on your toes, so your whole weight's on your toes.
Okay,
And
okay.
plus pushing the horse. It's very
Now,
demanding.
I've been told, I'm a lover of word origins, and I heard that the term knuckle down comes from horse racing. You ever heard of that? Is that true?
I've heard it, but I'm not sure.
You're not sure if it's true? So when you want that horse to raise his head, you don't turn your knuckles down into him like that?
Well, yeah, when you want the horse to run, you pick up the reins and help him.
Okay.
And then you knuckle. I've heard him, knuckle and
Knuckle
push
down.
him. Yeah.
Will you mind showing us how you get ready for with your tack? Do you change saddles every time?
It depends on the weight. It just depends on what the weight is assigned on that horse. So
Okay.
if the horse is in light, I'll use a smaller saddle. And if the horse is in heavy, of course, I'll use a big one. And plus, sometimes lead has to be added.
Really?
Yeah.
And so for every race, I see a table over there that has numbers, so each jockey has all of his equipment up over there on that table?
Yeah, this is the saddle he's going to use for that race. Yeah.
Okay. So how long you been racing?
Oh, a long time. I rode my first race in 1980.
Wow. And how many more years you got in you?
I don't know. I keep saying next year, but who knows?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I sure enjoy watching you race, and we sure hope you keep coming back out here to Lone Star Park. All right, folks, it's race number 2 out at Lone Star Park, and I went up and I watched the announcer do it, so now I know exactly what I'm doing, and you're about to hear me try to call a horse race. There's 7 horses. I don't know any of their names, but I do know that I bet on the 2 horse, the 4 horse, and the 6 horse, so if they start going out front, that's all I'm hollering for. $7,500 purse. We're going to try to call our first race ever. Heavy race favorite, Fancy Airs, Junior Chocolatalaka. Here we go, they're at the gate and they're off. It's a clean start. The 2 horse, Queen's Bling, running hard to the inside. Out goes to the front, Island Drive. Island Drive is driving hard, bringing Queen's Bling along with them. Bumming up the back is, the 3 horse, 90 Kyle. I need the 2 and the 4 and the 6 horse. We got the 2 and the 4. We need the 3 horse, 90 Kyle to go away. We need Fancy Airs to come on running. Bringing up the very rear is Our Little Secret. Our Little Secret is DAL at this point. Island Drive is driving at the furlong. Bringing along Fancy Airs with them. Here comes Queen's Bling, and here comes Pyro Joe driving hard on the outside. Go away, Pyro Joe, go away, Pyro Joe. 2, 4, and 6, which you expect. Queen's Bling, Island Drive, Fancy Airs driving hard. Who do we got out front? Is that the 2, 4, 6? It looks like we're about to hit a trifecta and an exacta. Boom, baby! Boom, boom! That's a 2, 4, 6. That's a trifecta and an exacta for your announcer, Jeff Copeland, in the second race at Lone Star Park. Hey folks, I sure hope you enjoyed your behind-the-scenes tour of Lone Star Park. We thank them so much for letting us come out here. We've seen everything. We started at the barns, and now we're up here in the beautiful luxury suites, the bar and book. We went into the jockey room. We talked to Cliff Berry. Who knew that there was a silks room that looked like a dry cleaner's back there? I hope you enjoyed hearing some of the inside information, hearing some of the handicap stuff. I hope that you're still laughing at my attempt to call that second race earlier. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But come on out to Lone Star Park. We'd love to have you. It's only in Grand Prairie. See you next time.